Okay, so today we're going to learn how to write ascending and descending major and perfect intervals. Okay, so our list of perfect intervals are the perfect unison, the perfect fourth, the perfect fifth, and the perfect octave. Perfect intervals will be marked by a capital case P followed by the value of that interval. Our major intervals will be the major second, major third, major sixth, and major seventh. Major intervals being marked with a capital M followed by the value of that interval. Okay, so what is an interval? Well, an interval is the distance between two notes or pitches marked or measured by semitones. So if we have a G and a D here, the distance between those notes would be the interval. Here's our G, here's our D. Our distance between this would be 7 semitones. So, is knowing the number of semitones enough to determine what we name the interval? Well, no, it's not. So we have to use a slightly different method to figure out the name of the interval. Okay, so let's look at our two-step process for determining how to write ascending major and perfect intervals. Okay, so our first step involves counting the distance of the interval up from a given note. So for a perfect unison, that is as simple as repeating the note. For our major second, we have to count up a second. So the value, so you start on the same note, so 1, 2. Always include the given note in your counting. So major second would be C to D. Major third, 1, 2, 3, C, D, E. So you can write in the E above that. F, C, D, E, F. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And we can just continue on with that pattern all the way up until we get to the perfect octave, which is the same note repeated an octave above. Okay, so our second step, now that we've done our step 1, counting the distance of the interval, is to check to see if the top note is in the key of the given note. So the given note was C. That means we are in the key of C major. So we have to determine what the key signature is. So if you're unsure about how to do that, you have to watch one of the previous videos. So C major would have no sharps or flats. So the good news is we don't have to do anything to any of these notes, right? Because these are all just plain natural notes with no sharps or flats. So we are good and we can leave these, and these would all be major and perfect intervals. Okay, so let's try another example here with our given note of A. So let's write in those notes again. First step, counting the distance, perfect unison. It was 1, 2, right? Major second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. So our key would be A major because that was our given note in this example. A major would have 3 sharps: F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. So there's our Father Charles goes. We got our 3 sharps. So now we have to check to see if the note we've written in, the upper note, matches the key of the bottom note. So A would be fine, B would be fine, C, well, here we have C sharp. So we have to write in a sharp to make this a major third, because without that sharp, the top note is not in the same key, and therefore we do not have a major third. So we have next a D, which is fine, E, that's fine, F, well, F sharp, so let's write in our sharp there. G, no, we need a G sharp. Better mark that in, making these both major 6 and major 7ths. And octave, A again, so we're good. So let's try a couple examples now of writing ascending intervals. Okay. So we're given our staff here, clef, our given note is an F on the treble clef, and we've been asked to write a note that is a perfect fourth above. So step 1, count the distance of the interval. So here's F, so 1, F, 2G, A3, B4, 1, 2, 3, 4, F, G, A, B. So there is our fourth. We've done that. Now, our second step, check to see that the top note is in the key of the given note. Okay, so F major, that has 1 flat, right? So that just is going to have a B flat in F major. So an F and our top note's a B natural, so we have to make that a flat to make that a perfect fourth. Okay, let's try a different example. We've been given we've been given an E, and we've been asked to write a note that is a major third above it. So first step, counting. So E, F, G, 1, 2, 3. We write in our G there. Now let's check the key signature of the bottom note, which is E. So there's E major. E major has 4 sharps. So Father Charles goes down. There's our 4 sharps, F, C, G, D. And we check to see if the top note needs an accidental. So G, yeah, well, yes, we need a G sharp. So now we have a major third. One more example. So we're given an A flat, and we're asked to write an interval that is a major sixth above. Okay, so first step, A flat, so 1, A, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We count up 6 note names, and we come to an F. So now we need to do our second step, check to see if the top note is in the key of the bottom. Our key is A flat major. A flat major would have 4 flats. Battle ends and down. So now we check to see if that note needs an accidental. Nope. So we're good to leave that, and that would be a major sixth. Okay, so there are a couple examples of ascending intervals. Let's try a descending interval now. So these are a little bit trickier. So our first step remains exactly the same. So let's draw in our clef, the bass clef now, and we'll put in a G. We're being asked this time to write a note that is a perfect fifth below a G. So our first step is the same. Count the distance of the interval, except this time we're going counting down, right? From our given note. We're asked to write it below a G. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We count down and we end up writing in a C. Okay, so now what we have to do is figure out what scale has the top or given note as its insert the value of the interval here note. So the value of the interval is 5, so what scale has the given or top note as the 5th note of its scale? Alright, we cannot change this top note, and we're not sure what the key is going to be yet because we haven't been given the bottom note. So let's see, it's a little bit of trial and error here. So what we do is we write in the note that's 5 down by counting, and we check the key signature first. So key signature of C major has no sharps or flats. So then that means that G would be a valid note as the 5th note of that scale. So there we have a perfect fifth. Alright, let's try another one that's slightly different. Let's do another perfect fifth, just to show you what I mean. Okay. So first step, count the distance of the interval down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've written in a B here. Now figure out what scale has the given note as its 5th note of that scale. Okay, so what's the key signature for B major? Let's try that one first. Well, B major would have 5 sharps, right? Father Charles goes down and. So if this was our note and a 5th above would be an F, well that would have to be an F sharp. Now because we're asked to write an interval down, we cannot change this note, right? We cannot write in an F sharp to make this a perfect fifth. We have to do something to the bottom note, right? So we know that B cannot be the right answer. So what we have to do now is try either a B sharp or a B flat. Well, from our list of major scales, we know that there is no such key or scale, or not commonly used anyways, as B sharp. So let's try our B flat instead. So a B flat scale would have two flats, or yeah, B flat major. So we have a B flat and E flat. So if we were to write in as a B flat, would the F match the key of B flat major? Well, yes it would, right? Because there's no F sharp or F flat in the key of B flat major. So there's our perfect fifth. All right, let's try another one here. Okay, so we're given a G and we're being asked to write a note that is a major third below the G. So our first step, count the distance down, 1, 2, 3. So we write in our E. Now let's check to see whether the top note will be the third note of the scale of E major, right? See if the top note of the scale is the third note of the bottom note, right? So E major would have 4 sharps. So those 4 sharps are F sharp, C sharp, D sharp. Oh, Father Charles goes, apologies, goes down. So we have 4 sharps. Now, in order for this to be a major third then, in the key of E major, this would have to be a G sharp, right? Because we have a G sharp listed here. But we cannot change the top note. So then we know that we have to do something to that E, change the scale up. So we could either try E sharp or E flat. Now we know that E sharp is not commonly used, so let's try our key of E flat major, which has 3 flats. So battle ends and there's our 3 flats. So if we put in a flat beside the E here, we know that G would be in the key of E flat major, right? Because we don't have any G sharps or G flats in the key of E flat major. So this would be our major third. Okay, so there we have it. That's how to write ascending and descending major and perfect intervals.